Hi guys, welcome back to the shop. Hey, today I'm going to go ahead and pull the heads and the cylinders probably from the AT90 or the twin jet 90, whatever we are calling it. It actually says H2 on it, on the engine, and I've got a manual that I picked up for an HS1 that was the imported version of that in 7071, I believe. So my friend over in the UK, he's got a channel, Retro Mechanica, name's Dean. He had to remind me that they did import a 90 into this country. And he's right, and I knew that, but for some reason I wasn't thinking straight. And I went onto eBay and I see parts. They've got rings, they've got pistons, they've got gaskets, everything that I'm probably going to need right there at not very expensive either. So hopefully that is the same as this one. From what I understand, the YL100 is a 38 millimeter bore, and the 90 is a 36.5 millimeter bore. So the strokes are the same, the bore is what's different. So that being the case, I won't have to be filing down rings or anything like that, hopefully, unless I need to file them for clearance issues. But anyhow, let me get you overhead and let's take this apart and see what we've got here. Okay. I've been soaking these head bolts for a while, hoping that I'm not going to have any issues. Some of them are kind of feeling a little spongy. I don't like the feel. So far, so good. Okay, looks like we lucked out so far, haven't broke any studs. So we'll just hope for the good luck here. Yeah, I had already bought a book, and then my last video I was talking about getting YL100 parts, and I said, what in the world? You know, and Dean said something this morning, and I said, well, geez, should have parts out there then. Oh, isn't that a big thing? Isn't that a big thing? Okay, had a customer to take care of. Let's see what we got here. Got a looks like 486 or something on it. I'd say that's standard. We've got an arrow with a 1 there. Not much movement. Well, that really looks sweet in there. Let's take the other one here and see See what it looks like. Actually, it sounded all right. I probably don't need to do anything to it, but you know, when one's been setting a long time, a lot of the tensions come out of the rings. So I think it's a good idea to probably re-ring it. But you just don't want to disturb something where you've got to do other things, you know, that you don't really want to. Yeah, they sure are little cute things. Same 486. Another really nice looking bore. You can see where the piston has been setting in a position in the cylinder for a long time. There's a little rust, just kind of surface rust. Of course, when it started, it probably cleared out about a lot of that kind of thing, but I think we're probably standard. Let's see here. Usually they say 25 or 50 or something on top. I'm not much at holding this like this. Not a real machinist, see, that's my problem. Real machinists, they can do this. This is better. All right, let's see what we got here. We got 4, 25, 35, 36, 37. Eight. So let me check here. .438 2 millimeter. That says 3652, and that's probably right. Yep, because they're saying 36. Let me look in here real quick. That's just some information I got off the internet. Yep. I think you can see it right here. 36.5 millimeter by 43 stroke. So 1.437. And what I've got is 0.14378. So it's like 1/1000ths bigger. But they really feel pretty tight here at the top. Little movement, not much. And check the other one. I'll check them here. Probably about a 3/4 of an inch down. Exactly the same. So, looks like we've got standard bore, which is good. Should be able to find all kinds of standard piston rings out there. I wonder if these cylinders are loose enough where I can get them off. Let me get my plastic hammer. Looks like they pop loose. And we've got our oil injection lines loose. All right. Little bitty guy. Looks like all our rings are free. There you go. Looks like they were running really good. I don't see really any blow by and no scratches. I don't think it had a lot of miles on it anyway. Looks like it's nice and lubed down inside. Yeah, this top ring here was stuck a little bit, but it probably would have come loose with a little bit more running. This one here, all of them are loose. So that's pretty cute. Yep, I think it's very low miles. It was 5-something kilometers or kilometers, I guess, if I remember right. 5,000. I'll get a light here. Yeah, I think just a honing would probably do just what we need it to do. You can see a little bit of where the ports, where the piston was when it was just setting there. So, well, those are really nice. I think that'll be an easy thing to do. We'll just we'll grab a new set of rings. I'll go ahead and set my bore gauge up, and we'll actually measure what we've got here. It's a different gauge, so I've got to get it out and get it set up. But everything looks okay. The cylinder heads, a little bit of stuff in that one there, but this one looks really clean. H2, and that's what's on the engine here. It says H2. The one that was imported into this country was H1. This manual here, HS1. All right, let's just get a rough measurement here without taking the piston off. I'll get it off, but not for right now. The book's telling me to check the piston at 10 millimeters before the bottom of the piston. So right about there. Okay. And let's see, I'm reading 14365. Okay. So I've set my measurement, or set my bore gauge up to that size. And let's see, you're not seeing that. There you go. Let me move you out just a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the cylinder and the gauge. And I'm checking this at about 3/4 of an inch below the top of the cylinder. So I'm looking at 0.0014. Okay. And then we'll try the other one here. And that one is at about 1.3. Okay. That's good. We want between, let's see, the book's telling me 0.035 to 0.40 millimeter, which equates to 0.0014 basically, and 0.0016. So we're looking right at 1.4 on both the cylinders. I measured the other piston too, and it's just almost exactly the same. We'll get a little closer look at them when we get them off, and give them a little closer look and a little bit better measurement. But as of right now, it's well within tolerance, and all we need to do is just hone it and put it back together. I'm going to pick up some new rings, new gaskets, and we'll just go from there. All right, just take a closer look here at the cylinder. Hopefully it's not all light coming back at you. Old technology. What we've been boring here lately has been 7, 8, 9 ports maybe, I don't know. And here we're looking at 4. Here's the other one. So I think we're just going to rough it up a little bit with a hone and put some standard pistons rings back in it and call it a day. I think that's, these look extremely good to me. You don't see any blow-by at all. I think I did see some, yep, right here. Just a little bit on this piston right there. And I guess you could call it right to hell. I can almost wipe that off. Very little. I think the rings probably would be just fine. There's not a lot of miles on this. And these little twins are just so smooth. Very little vibration. They're just an awesome little motor. So, but I think I can get them, and they're cheap, you know, maybe $7, $10 a set. So I'm just going to go ahead and pick them up, and that way we'll do it right. We can pull the pistons out, do the measure them up real good, but they're going to be right where they need to be, and check the end gap on our rings, put it back together. Okay guys, there you have it. Tear down the top end of the little 90 twin. I'm getting a lot of people that are happy that we're working on a little street bike. So, you know, it appeals to some, doesn't appeal to the others. I'm kind of a dirt bike guy, but I've got this one, so we're going to look at it. I'm not going to go overboard on the restoration. I'm just going to clean it up, get it working right. And my wife actually has shown a little interest in it, so we may just turn that over to her. Anyhow, we've roughly measured the pistons and the cylinders, and they're falling right where they need to fall. We don't need to bore anything, we'll just hone it. Actually, it's, from what I'm seeing, we're on the tight side. We're at about 14, and that's 0.0014, and it book specifies 14 to 16. So this thing had very few miles on it. You can tell from the absence of blow-by on the pistons that it was sealing well, but it's been setting a long time, and that's probably what would, if we started using it, you would have problems with blow-by then. And the reason being is it's sitting there with the rings compressed for a long period of time. So we'll pick up a new set of rings, gaskets, and that way we can hone the cylinders out, give the rings a good chance to seat, and we can set the ring gaps on the rings if we need to, but they should be just fine right out of the box. Anyhow, hey, thanks for going along on the ride, and we'll see you next video.